Hello everyone, I'm Mackenzie Mitchell and this is My First Day. I'm now joined this week by Eli Drake.
Hi everybody. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Eli?
Fantastic, phenomenal, delightful, couldn't be better, beyond reproach.
Of course you are. So you've been in pro wrestling for quite some time. Was it always a passion of yours?
Yeah, quiet down, I'm talking. From before the time that I can remember, I've always been watching wrestling since I was a kid. You know, you grow up on Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and all that stuff. What can you do? You know, I'm running around with my championship belts and my T-shirts and little figures and the rings and the whole deal. So yeah, it seemed like it wasn't something I really thought I would do going through high school, middle school and whatnot. But then, you know, you start to get in the gym and start to put on a little bit of size and it's like, man, you know what? I might be able to do this. And so that's basically, once I got out of college, that's what I did.
So what did you do to prepare for your first match here at Impact?
Here particularly? Well, I mean, you're talking about 13 years in the business at that point. Well, no, I'm sorry. I was probably 11 or 12 at that point. Now I'm 13. I started when I was 4, so I'm only 17 now. I started when I was 20, so it makes me 33. Do the math. A young, spry, so fresh, so ripe 33. I came in February 2015 to do, it was a one-night-only gut check. And it was a bunch of guys came in, we did our matches, it was tournament style, and it came down to me and another guy, Tavita Fafita. And he ended up coming out on top that night, but they said, you know what, there's something about this guy right here. I don't know what it is, he's got something. And about a week after I did the gut check, I got a contact from Bob Ryder. He gave me a phone call and gave me all the details and said, here's what we can offer you, here's when you can start. I said, let me think about it. I'm in.
So your time coming back after your gut check, how was that feeling?
Well, exciting. At the same time, you're not gonna believe this and you're not gonna believe this. Buddy behind the camera is not gonna believe this. I'm a touch of an introvert, just a little bit. Actually, I'm an enormous introvert. It's very true, actually. So I was not well liked. I was not well accepted in the backstage area. What a surprise.
Wow.
But mostly because I didn't really talk to anybody. So as verbose as I might be when I'm out here, I don't talk a lot, especially to people I don't know. So here I am in this whole new crop of people. So the few people that I did know, there were a couple familiar faces, you know, I stuck close to them and we'd kind of chat here and there, but for the most part, I'd say hello, I'd move on, and I'd kind of just stay to myself. An island unto myself.
So who were those familiar people that you knew and talked to?
Well, a guy who used to work here as Micah. I was familiar with him. I knew Drew actually from Drew Galloway from doing a couple different independent promotions and things like that. That's really about it.
You were an introvert.
And surprisingly, those were the guys that I got. Kenny King used to be here. He and we've known each other for a while too. So I'm just trying to remember who was here at that time.
What was it like wrestling at a six-sided ring compared to others?
You know, the first time I got a six-sided ring, I thought it was going to be a little disorienting, and you know what? It was not. Easy, for me anyway, it was an easy adjustment. You know, let's say I hit you and I want to take off to the right. Well, this time I'm going to a corner instead of a rope in a four-sided ring, so it's a slight adjustment. Maybe I'm just really smart, or maybe it's just not a big deal.
Well, who was your first match against?
Came in as a part of the Rising with Drew Galloway and Micah and myself, and we faced the BDC, which was made up of MVP, Low-Key, Kenny King. So we had a 6-man tag match. I think it was Kenny King and I that started it off. Hit him with a nice move I like to call the Rise and Fall. Never been seen before, never been done before. Got a replay on that one, yeah.
So talk to me about something that you would want to accomplish while you're here at Impact.
So much. When you talk about accomplishments, there's so many different things you want to do. You want to do things within the business. You want to become champion. You want to be you know, better than others. You want to be you want to compete with your peers. But above all else, I want to just be always seen as the best, better than anybody. Of course, if that's not everybody's aim, that's surprising to me. But at the same time, I want to transcend that. I want to work it out to where I can branch out and do other things outside of that so that we can bring more eyes into here, whether that be TV or movies or whatever. It's just, let me use this platform to jump off and do more so that I can now bring more back in.
What's that feeling like coming out into the Impact Zone and the fans are yelling and supporting and saying, yeah.
What are they saying?
Yeah.
What are they saying?
Yeah.
Now, one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that feeling like?
Well, it depends, because it seems like they change from night to night, so I can't even tell. Sometimes they like me, sometimes they don't. Really doesn't matter, because the fact that I can make them say something, whether it's good or bad, that's really all that matters. And it is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very intoxicating. You come out, and you've either got them yelling, yeah, or Eli Drake sucks. Well, I tell you, I don't suck. But if I can make you say that, and if you want to say that, then I tell you what, I'm doing something right.
You're right. Well, thank you for joining us,
Duh.
Eli. It's been certainly an interesting interview here with you today.
Are we going to dance now?
We're connected to microphones.
That's cool.
Well, join us next week for another episode of My First Day. This has been My Take with Eli Drake.